All right, and welcome to the Dyna-Mic duo. I am Brett, also known as Chopper Fett, and always my trusty sidekick, Mr. Fletch Dyna. How you doing tonight, Fletch?
Fine, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Fletch, and welcome to the Dynamic Duo, the show that we try to do the best that we can, given the circumstances. And hopefully, you guys are doing well.
All right. So tonight, Fletch, we wanted to talk about how to make some creative content for YouTube because you and I have discussed on many times that we feel like the market's starting to become flooded with the same videos, and I know I'm guilty of it. I won't speak for you, but there's people out there who are making content that is unique, and we have two special guests tonight who we think exemplify that.
I agree totally. I mean, to me, I think we're all getting stuck in a rut, and I think we as MotoVloggers, I think is what we're talking about more so than any others. Our content is specific, but I think we tend to do the same thing, and I think we also need to talk about not just about ideas for content, but how far can we stray away from our theme. That number one, it doesn't affect the algorithm of YouTube, and it doesn't affect our subscriptions and so forth, right? To be able to be creative yet try to keep within that little box as well. I'd like to say hello to everybody in the side chat. I'd like to say hello to Diesel's Vlog, Soap Fanatic, Mr. McStash. Hey, welcome, Mr.
Steve-O's
G,
in.
65, Steve-O.
All right. And in our background, we are going to go ahead and introduce our two guests here today. The first here is going to be Rocket Rider, and the other is Prairie Boy 77. So welcome them into the chat here today. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you doing tonight?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
And Prairie Boy, I don't know who farted, but it wasn't me.
It was Fletch. Had to be.
It was Fletch.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure, from
sure.
Singapore. That's bad, man. That's
I know.
some potent stuff.
Mine cyclone type farts, man.
And Rocket Man, how you doing over there? Oh. I think Rocket, your microphone. Are you muted? Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
We heard you just now.
All right. Well, or we're maybe trying to sort that out. So, okay. Prairie Boy, you have a very unique channel. It has some very standard MotoVlogging on it, but you also have a lot of things that people haven't thought of yet. For things that come to my example, you ran away from your own drone, and you've done a dual vlog with yourself. So what goes through your mind in order to come up with some of these ideas?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm always trying to think of what hasn't been done before. And I'm a really goofy guy, so yeah, I come up with some pretty weird shit. A lot of stuff I come up with, I couldn't even put it on YouTube.
You need your own private server then, huh?
Yeah, I need like an OnlyFans or something for that stuff.
There you go. So tell us about how you kind of got into motovlogging and kind of what your aspirations are for it. I mean, are you trying to become the next 200,000 subscriber? Or are you just kind of doing it for yourself? What's your motivation for your channel?
Well, my motivation now is very different than when I started. Because when I started, it's kind of a sad story, but my fiance had passed away. So I thought,
sorry, man,
I could do YouTube and make money, and I was actually going to build a treatment center for eating disorders.
Wow.
So yeah, no chance of that happening. So I was just kind of rolling with it for a while, but I am serious about my channel. I do want it to grow, and I would like to actually be a full-time YouTuber at some point. Whether that's going to happen is, I don't know, probably not. I would say chances of a motovlogger being a motovlogger full time is pretty much zero. You got to do something else.
Yeah, there's seems to be very few people who can actually make that switch to actually, supply enough income to not only one, support your channel, and then two, support your life as well. I know like a lot of people who are 200,000-ish subscribers, so like the Prairie Boys not the Prairie Boys, sorry, the blockheads of the world. Eventually you'll get 200,000, right? But even those people who have a massive following, they still have to kind of work, as they're still continuing to build. They don't make enough off their revenue services at this point. And maybe they could, but they choose to continue to work to continue to have more money with it. But I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I built my channel for actually this guy right here who happens to be joining me. I built my channel for him, for Mr. Doug here. Say hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
What's up, buddy?
And the reason I did my channel was he was kind of into motorcycles when I started it last year. I thought it'd be a cool little thing for him to see his dad on TV type of thing. Well, he hates watching me on TV, so I've changed mine to, just trying to grow a brand is what I'm trying to grow now. Yep. Rocket, do we have audio now?
I hope so.
Yes. All right, man. Welcome.
Oh, there we go. Hey.
He had to switch cameras or something. I don't know what you did.
No, it's my voice meter. I got all kind of high tech setups over here, but that voice meter banana, some kind of way my mic input had changed. But,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm good now.
That's probably because you're on podcasting as well, right?
Yes, but this is mostly I use this mostly for live streaming. Basically, it's a virtual mixer, so I could output tabs like some of my music from tabs and mixing your mic and. Yeah, so it's for that. But yeah, I have a hard, a solid mixer, a real life mixer. But hardware basically that I do the podcast. I do that on the 12 channel mixer and Zoom. What is that? The H5 or whatever, that H6 or something.
Cool. So I don't know. I just got an email the other day, and I don't know because Prairie Boy, you guys all use this StreamYard, right? I heard that they've opened it up to 10 users at a time now. Have you guys enjoyed or explored any of that yet, or has it just come out?
I think it just came out.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I believe it just came out, and we were talking about it in the live stream. So, yeah, Saturday I'll play around with it. I host every Saturday at like 7 p.m. Pacific, so I'll play around with it then, though.
Right. And yes, King Comics, you're my favorite nephew who's in the side chat right now, for sure. Sorry, guys. I have my family up from Oklahoma, and I guess they are watching the live stream with us tonight. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No more pressure on me. So
right, no pressure. It's all right.
So we were asking Prairie Boy earlier, I think while you're getting your mic situated there. So, what kind of goes into your process when you go to creating a video that's unique that people haven't seen before? So what kind of take us through your creative juices, if you will, on that?
So for me, I'm vlogging. I'm really into vlogging right now. I barely even make motovlogs. So for the vlogs, for me, it's all about shooting the B-roll. It's gathering an image of that location. Basically, just try to show the location of where I'm at, and then the A-roll would just be me talking. Right, it's about whatever topic it is. So most of the time for me, yeah, that's all it is. It's just basically capturing the location, and you getting that wide establishing shot down to a medium, down to a close-up shot, and then it's also telling a story as well. Like recently, even just a flight down south, right? The first minute of that video, it's only a 3-minute video, and the first minute is all B-roll because it's basically me flying down, showing that the process to fly down. But that's the part that I'm really enjoying about all this is telling a story with the B-roll, or like trying to put that video together, and so that's where I guess in that sense it'll come out unique because either way I can't you wouldn't necessarily replicate that, or anybody can't just duplicate that, because for one, you didn't live it, and two, you wouldn't have the same eye as I have, and also we all edit differently, right? So that's what keeps it unique, you know, compared to like motovlogs. I hate even my own motovlogs, right? Because for editing wise, it's boring as hell. Because all I'm doing is you're just making cuts and chopping out what I don't want to say, right? I mean, saying that if I don't put any B-roll in it. So yeah, so my process is basically just capturing that location or telling a story of whatever I'm doing, even if it's just going to Popeyes and eating chicken. Like that was like a recent vlog,
Yeah, I
right?
saw that.
And he captured a B-roll
saw
around
that.
there and sit there and eat. So yeah.
Speaking of B-roll, Prairie Boy, kind of B-roll footage have you been doing? I know you got your drone, you got your Canon camera that I am super jealous of.
Yeah, that thing's a game changer for sure.
I
Yeah.
still haven't convinced the wife that it's a necessity yet. Even with another kid on the way, it's like, oh, we could take perfect pictures. She's like, you got a camera. I'm like, But,
Right.
so see some of the things that you've done with some of those new tools that you've gotten, Prairie.
Well, I'm pretty much like it's so different from using a GoPro. There's so much to learn, and I've been just trying to mess around, and it's basically just me practicing. And I just happen to throw it up on YouTube. Like I'll have a shot where I'm moving the camera, and I'll have a shot where the camera's stationary and I'm moving the light, and just trying to get different ways of whatever I'm filming to pop. And I'll play with speed. I really like playing with speed. I'll go from slow to fast to slow to normal. I really like bouncing that around.
Yeah, I have not mastered the slow to fast to slow cut yet.
Speed ramp. That's the
Speed
ramping.
ramp. Yep.
Yeah.
I've tried it many times and I end up cutting it out because I don't like how it looks. But
It's not that complicated, really. I mean, a cheap version of it.
oh yeah, I can do the cheap version, but
Yeah.
I never filmed the right B-roll footage for it to actually look good. That's the problem.
There you go. That is the part. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Yeah, you just can't put a speed ramp on anything. Yeah.
Right.
Drone stuff is very easy to do speed ramps because it's such a smooth movement. Just even just flying just dead straight. You'd be surprised how much, if you go to slow-mo and then all of a sudden way up and then back to normal, how much it just makes that looks that much better.
That's exactly right. I think just for for those that have just joined us, the topic for today is basically about YouTube content, how we go about creating it, any ideas of how we can do it. Even we're in a channel that we call ourselves MotoVloggers, but how far can we stray from it as well, so that we don't hit the algorithm issues and we don't hit subscribers saying, okay, you're not doing the right thing, I don't want to subscribe to you anymore. So what is your take, both Prairie Boy and Rocket, on this, and how can we move within that sphere to do something different, but without getting out of the motovlogging sphere and then losing everything?
Well, if you,
I guess, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rocket.
But I was gonna say I could speak on that just because that's what I started vlogging, and that was my fear in the beginning. Because I only started really vlogging like about a year and a half ago or so, or maybe yeah. And so at that time I was freaking out. I'm like, man, I don't know. You know, people are gonna, again, it's a motovlog channel, like you're saying. Like people may not like this, and again, I got to put my ugly mug up here on the front of the screen, which is another story. I had to deal with that, but yeah. So I was worried. But it ended up being the opposite. Like people really enjoyed it. Like my viewership went up as far as subscribers watching. Your subscribers versus non-subscribers. Before I was all searchable content, so you'll end up with more non-subscribed, right? Because people were just getting it from a search. And I was like 70-30 unsubscribed, right? And then once I started vlogging, now I'm like 70-30 subscribed. And so people really got into it, I guess. And then plus, like you said, I guess it was something a little different than the regular motovlog, you know. So maybe that was a part of it, but I don't know how you would do it to keep it interesting. I just always say, just do what you love doing. I mean, and if people like it, they're going to watch it. If they don't, they'll leave. You can't really base it on what you think people would like, right? Because you have no idea. So just do whatever makes you happy, and hopefully they'll follow, you know?
Exactly. How about you, Prairie?
Well, The thing about motovlogging is it's easy. It's very easy to have a camera on your helmet, go for a ride,
Yep.
and throw it up on YouTube. It's very hard to do a motovlog well. 90% of us can't.
Yep.
I can't because I don't have really nice scenery here. So you gotta have nice scenery, you gotta have great roads, and you gotta have you gotta be interesting for people to listen to. I got the interesting thing, but I don't have the scenery. But I think as far as diversity, I think that does hurt your channel a lot. Whereas if you were to do a video, say if I was to just start a channel and do nothing but videos about my M50, my channel would probably be bigger in a year than this one is. Because people, if they find that video and subscribe to you because of that video, they want to see more of that video. Right. They don't want to see me on a motorcycle after that or flying a drone. So my advice to anybody who's listening, I mean, you may like motovlogging because it's easy, but try some different videos and just see how YouTube responds to it and how many views you get and all that. And do what kind of videos you like doing. And once you find one that works, just keep doing that. Just scrap everything else. That's what actually, like, my channel's in bad shape for my size. But that's why, is because I do so many different things. No one knows what they're subscribing to. So one guy will subscribe because we saw a drone video, and then I don't have a drone video for 6 months. So he's not going to be watching my channel anymore. And same thing with people who want to see motovlogs. So it's just kind of, you gotta like pick your lane.
So has the thought ever crossed your head? Because again, you're so diverse in the things that you want to put out on YouTube. Has there ever been a thought of doing a Prairie Boy Canon channel or a Prairie Boy drone channel, something, or just like Prairie Boy photography-ish type channel? Something that separates you completely from motovlogging and still maintain your motorcycle content and channel.
Oh yeah, I've thought a lot about that. That's one of the reasons why I stopped live streaming, is because I figured if people were seeing me 4 hours every week, they weren't missing me for the videos. And when I stopped the streams, my views did go up, but marginally. But what the hell was it? Yeah, I could definitely see myself starting a different channel. Keep this one just for motovlogs and streams, and then move everything else to another channel. It's definitely a possibility.
So like I was riding today, and I think I did 3 motovlogs as far as just a bunch of different ramblings that I kind of had pre-planned and then just kind of winged it essentially. And one of the things I started talking about is introducing different aspects of my life. Do you guys think that there is a market for, because right now I've kept pretty much everything just me. Maybe my dad, maybe my wife has joined for a ride, but I'm about to have my second kid. I mean, does adding that aspect of it kind of dilute my channel and then make it kind of like you're saying, Prairie Boy, where people don't know what they're subscribed to anymore?
I don't know. It still, to me, goes back to what we were saying of, it depends on what you're going to be here for. If you want to be here to really grow a channel and or make money or however you want to, whatever you want to do, then you need to do a specific thing. Like, again, me where I'm at, I'm just doing what I like to do. Because, like we were saying, I did start another channel. I started a drone channel, FPV, really. I don't like to say drone in that case. But I started an FPV channel, and I was over in that world for a while. And it is like he's saying, of course, that channel grew. I got 100 subs faster on that channel, like 6 months, where it'll take me a year and a half to get 100 subs on this channel, right? Because, they do all these things to block it. So, the algorithm's not going to necessarily like that. Because what it is they won't promote your videos necessarily. If you say you're a motorcycle channel when you create that channel, and you start making family videos or drone videos, like he's saying, or different genre of videos that doesn't say motorcycle, then supposedly the algorithm won't promote that video. because they assume your viewers don't want to see that because it's not motorcycles, which is stupid. But supposedly this is how the algorithm works. So yeah, so in that sense, so yeah, if you're worried about the views, maybe some of those you wouldn't get the recommendations. But the side I always argue, this is where we had these disagreements with some of these live stream talk and some of this kind of stuff, because again, the people that like you maybe want to know more, then they would enjoy that. You see what I'm saying? And so those people will watch. And then, yeah, you may lose these certain people that they were there for the motorcycle. Right. And so that's why I say it's going to be your choice at that point. But you never know, right? That the family channel type thing may get bigger than the motorcycle thing could have. You see what I'm saying? And you'd have to make that choice of starting a new channel probably. Because either way it goes, if you're trying to grow in some different genre, I believe you got to start another channel. I mean, that's the way I've read it, that they don't. It's hard to do a channel with multiple topics, you know?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, let's kind of use Blockhead. I mean, for an example, because he's kind of gotten his subs up there over a multiple year thing. I know I was watching him when he had his original Iron 883, and I watched him because he had a Harley and he was a motovlogger, and there weren't too many of those out at that time. So he hit the timing perfect. But I know when he started making crotch rocket videos, I didn't unsubscribe, but I stopped watching his videos because at that point in my life, I didn't have that interest. So if I'm not even able to keep my self-interest to at least just a different type of motorcycle, I find it hard for people to want to focus a completely different subject on mine, because I feel like out of my subscribers, I don't know how many of them are active, what have you, and how many of them actually wants to know me. I don't know. It's probably a fractional of a percent. Luckily, I have a core group, you guys included, where I can always reach out to you with any questions, and I know I can get a friendly answer. So hopefully I don't bug you guys too much, but
no, I'm always open for anybody to come hit me up with whatever questions about YouTube or making videos or whatever. And you kind of touched on something that was the other thing. Well, I was going to say part of my reason for being here, again, was some of the reasons in which you would want to do with your channel. So I got to the point, I'm kind of pretty much here for the social aspect of it. It's the community aspect of it. Like, that's why I like the live streams. That is why I like the live stream, because I live streamed for a long time. I'm one of the early people, and so when I stopped, it just didn't feel right. It wasn't right. I'm not talking to the people. Social media is not the same. No kind of DM is the same. Comments aren't the same. It's us all coming together and getting in this live stream and partying and bullshitting and getting drunk and doing everything that people do. You know what I mean? And so that side of it is where I learned that, like, I kind of like it for that. And then meeting new people and knowing people all around the world and stuff like that. Because again, I disappeared to that FPV channel and then came back. I kind of had to start over. Like, a lot of people from my era all disappeared, right? Because so I started in 2014. It's like my 6th year. So a lot of those people had disappeared at that point, and it was like we ended up meeting these people with the hashtag support MVC and all that. That was in the beginning of it, and growing and all those people, and some of the people are just still old school. Like me and Prairie been knowing each other now, what, 4 or 5 years now or something? Yeah, we go pretty far back.
4 years, so
stuff like that. So it starts being a community thing, and to me, that started being more valuable than videos, views, or any of that. I love the art of what I'm doing, but I like the community aspect more so, I think. So for me, I'm to the point, I don't care about growing the channel or care about any of that. I got a video I say I gave up. I tried a lot of these strategies. There's a lot of things, and like he's saying, you need to start a new channel in that niche of whatever you're doing if you want to grow, right? And so for me, I don't really want to grow like that. I don't want to do that. I like making vlogs. I like just talking about random stuff. I'm like you too. If you come to my channel, you don't really know what the hell it's about. But I got random topics on these vlogs, and you see motorcycles still got a random topic and a couple drone things here. So you wouldn't stick around because you're not there for the M50 or the Canon RP, right? So I would have to start another channel, because I thought about that too. I was like, should I start? Again, I don't want to do how-tos or reviews or tutorials. So this is what I realized about myself. The only way I do those things is if I'm getting like a couple $100 per video. Then it's like a job, it's work. I do it then. But for me and for what I like to do, no. You see what I'm saying? So I just still keep saying, they saying in the side chat too, all of this got to be because you love it, period. Just do what you love first. Don't worry about no algorithm. Don't worry about no what these people think to a certain point. You know what I mean? Because you have to be happy first. And then after that, it'll go out, and it'll maybe where I'm at, I'm passionate about this, and it's got to the point people see the passion in the video. They see the passion and the hustle, the amount of uploads, and then people appreciate that. So stuff like that. That's why I say if you do it for you and because you love it, then it'll just show. It'll come out in your videos. You know.
Awesome. So I know Prairie. I've seen some of your frustration, like on Instagram, for example. I've seen some of your posts come up where you're like, "I'm done. I shouldn't even do this anymore." That kind of thing. Is that ever a real thought, or is it more just I'm kind of blowing off steam at that point in time, or is there actually, why am I actually doing this?
Oh, it's definitely a very real thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been back and forth, and the day may come when I just completely leave YouTube, because if I'm not getting anything out of it,
Yeah.
like the only thing that's kept me around is like what Rocket said, the social aspect, getting to know everybody and talking with people. I mean, that's been the best.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I mean,
as far as like my channel's growing steady. Like my subs are going up, but my views aren't, which is weird. And a lot of people who used to watch me, like so many people that are my friends, that I would consider my friends, they don't watch my channel anymore. So
yeah.
it just kind of, I think I'm just a dinosaur. I've been around for so long. It's either I need to change something or start over. I don't know.
Nah, you know what I would say too on this subject, because we've had this talk. Sorry, but part of it is what you said. Look, if you say your views are staying the same, but you're growing, so what that is right, because you drop older people and you gain newer people, right? So the net gain was 0, and then again, when we're thinking about our circles, we're all in this one circle, and technically, most of us aren't really growing like that, like the old school. Remember the old days when people was going to 20 and 25,000? They just come on. I got a lot of people that start off in my live stream, and they seen that I do got 20, 25,000 subs. You could grow like that back then. So at that point, people were growing more. So as we know each other, you're mixing with each other's audiences, and you grew faster. Now none of us are really growing like that. So even though we were making this circle and we're meeting new people, the new people, they're not really growing that much. And a lot of them they just started. So some of that will be why we wouldn't be seeing the growth. You see what I'm saying? Even and then the other, of course, is YouTube not pushing our genre because it's not beneficial for them, right? So that's what I'm saying. Some of it is. It's not necessarily that you're stagnating. That you're going. It's a change in numbers, and again, a community of people who we're not necessarily growing like that. See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
community. Yeah.
exactly. I think touching on what Rocket was saying earlier, that we should be doing what we like. We shouldn't care too much at the beginning about getting subs and everything else, because hey, we haven't really found our niche. We wanted to get into motovlogs because, just like Prairie said, it was easy to strap on a camera to your helmet and go out and talk. In my case, it's the same with Prairie. I don't really have good places to look at, right? Small country, it's all built up, it's all city area and everything else. So it starts to be a little bit tough. And plus, after a while, if you're stuck in a rut, then I think it's time to change. And you're right, we should be doing something that we love. And one of the things I have been considering is music, which I'm starting to move into. And I caught Prairie Boy's challenge on Fox 2Ps, right? You play the guitar, obviously, and you can sing. Have you ever thought of moving into music? Yeah. Nowadays we also...
Yeah, I have thought about doing a music channel and doing a carpentry channel.
And an auto repair channel and
everything. I could have 10 channels, but yeah, I'm pretty much, once I find I think I might be onto something, maybe with that motorcycle game. Because I had a lot of people respond to that I wasn't expecting. So there may be something to that. I might do more of those, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up that video now that you mentioned that, because that was a very unique video, and I thought, I commented on. I was like, dude, that is genius. Again, it's just that outside the box thinking, like that's something I feel like should really grow and take off. I don't know what your current views on it are, but to me, that was a really good video.
Exactly,
Got
and I
good
think
views
looking from
for me.
yeah, I think looking from a creative perspective, rather than music, I thought the video was really very well cut. It was in sync to the music that you were doing. You still you put your own form of humor in it, which was excellent. I think we need to see more of that because I think a lot of people respond to that as well. So maybe I think you should just be you. And I think that video and that drone shots and everything else is you. And I think people respond a lot to that, rather than all of us again on the motorcycle, front forward and just talking shit, other than anything else, right?
Yeah, like the big problem that I've thought a lot about this. The big problem with motovlogging is the only channels that really are successful with vlogs, like they're massive channels. People are already invested in the person. They don't really care what they're doing. They just want to hear their thoughts on stuff. And we're doing motovlogs as if we're already those people. Like we're depending on people. Like, look at this. Like, it's a boring straight road with one truck. I mean, there's nothing. So if I'm not really interesting, no one's going to want to watch this crap.
Now it does get
Yeah, you're right
interesting
with that.
because this is your game one. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
miss
but I
my
see what he's
beard.
saying.
I
He's
miss my
saying
beard
visually.
so much.
I
Yeah.
know, right? No, but I get what he's
Does
saying.
them-
He's saying visually, though. Unless you ride, that's the other problem with what we do. Unless you ride motorcycles, you're not even necessarily going to enjoy this view. We enjoy this because it's reminding us of riding. But a non-rider looks at this and it's just, okay, some people might be a little interested, but no, this is not good video. It's not anything that's catching the eye like that. You see what I'm saying? And so, like he's saying, from that point of view, if a person doesn't really know you or know your personality, they wouldn't necessarily watch this. Like, say if they stumbled across it. And so that is a part of it. Like, you're right with the we're doing motovlogs. Like, you already have a following or you already have people who would be into you, which is how you have to kind of start. But yeah, that's true because it's not very visually. I mean, even if you're in scenery is not necessarily part of it, right? Because like you say, if you got a great personality, it don't matter if there's no scenery, right? Because you're there to hear it, right? And that's just a secondary thing. But yeah, it can help. But again, if you don't have a personality, it don't matter scenery or no scenery, right? Like I say, I'm not that funny. To me, I'm like, most people like funny people, and I wasn't that funny for a long time. And I got some great scenery. It don't matter if you ain't funny, nobody want to see that shit. Period. It wasn't, back then and shit. So that was kind of part of the thing. So scenery, yeah, it is important, but not really. Now, if you don't have that personality, it don't matter.
So that map thing that you put in the bottom right corner, how'd you capture that? Did you just like basically have your GPS running and just say record my phone, or how'd that work?
I had Google Maps open, and I screen recorded it.
Nice.
Yeah, I had no idea if that was going to work, but actually, it did okay.
Yeah, that was slick. I mean, it reminded me of the Grand Theft Auto maps and the so
Yeah,
very,
like it does
very
have a
cool.
video gamey feel.
Well, you even put the 8-bit music to it as well, so I thought that was also a very nice touch.
Yeah, gotta love Epidemic sound.
Right. They need to go on the sponsor us and quit bullshit.
Yeah, for how much we plug their stuff. We should get a couple months free at least.
There you go.
Come on, Epidemic.
I said I was going to reach out. I need to stop playing and start reaching out because that's part of it too sometimes, right? Like, you actually got to reach out. They're not going to find us.
They
Like, hey,
actually-
look, dude, I be plugging you all the time. I'm playing all your music. What's up? Like, do something.
Their customer service is really good, actually, because I had that
Is that
one
right?
stream that something got garbled and my stream got shut down.
Oh.
Because YouTube flagged it, not Epidemic, but they knew it was an Epidemic sound song, and things got screwed up. So what
I remember
Epidemic did to make up for it is they went back through all my old videos that had Epidemic sound on that got copyright claims because I didn't have a subscription, and they greenlit all of them.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So it was nice. I mean, for
Nice.
someone to actually go through my channel and do that.
Right. It is pretty. That took a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Roland brings up a good point there. This is a good way to, kind of learn how to ride the motorcycle. I mean, I do think a lot of people who are new riders do use us as an example as far as things that they can learn. Now, maybe it's not so much your content of what you're actually doing, but I know when I was first starting to ride, I was just watching motovlogs because I was watching how their clutch hand worked or how
Right,
their
exactly.
throttle was
Yeah.
going. So, and then and I think that's actually how I found Blockhead was just, he was, I think he even had a how to ride video or something like that. But,
Mhm.
it's those sort of things that, once they can latch on, and I'm still waiting for that one video where they really latch on to me. Because I feel like it takes just one or two videos for you to really exponentially grow is my thought. I could be completely wrong on that, but
No, I think you're right. But the thing is, if you hit that video, then that's your genre from that
yep.
point forward.
Mhm.
Like I have one video that was huge, and that was because it was a Suzuki M109R speed run. I don't have that bike anymore, so I can't keep making those videos. But yeah, I'd have a massive channel right now if I kept that bike.
Maybe
I
you
might
should go
actually
buy
go
one.
back to it. I might go find another one of those damn bikes and get rid of my crotch rocket just so I can. I mean, I'm still riding. I don't give a shit. So
Mhm.
You could buy a junked one and restore it and then include it into your channel.
yeah, but if you ever saw me like twisting wrenches, like I hurt myself and curse more than I accomplish anything. So yeah, it'd be very hard to have video footage of that. Be lots of bloopers. That'll be about it.
That's true. But I think
Mhm.
what would you both advise those that are starting up a motor vlog, the brand new ones? What would you advise them?
Don't. If you're into bikes and you want to make videos, go watch Anonymous Biker.
Mm.
He has
Yep.
very little actual motovlogging.
Yep.
Because that shit, I mean, unless you have it just right, your videos, like, I hate the fact that I have a side camera. I want a chin mount, but I got a modular. My audio's good, and that's something a lot of people struggle with is getting their audio on point.
Mhm. It's a
I mean,
long
if it doesn't
struggle.
look right and it sounds crappy, your channel is just never going to go anywhere. You're just going to be frustrated, and eventually you'll just stop. So
Well,
if you're
yeah, I
passionate about
mean,
motorcycles, make your videos about motorcycles. Don't make them about you on the bike talking. If you want to talk to people, do a talking head video,
sure.
and then go out and make a video showcasing your motorcycle, or go to a cool spot and
Yep.
show that. Your channel will do way better.
Yeah, and you're speaking of Anonymous, and then there's another one. I think his name is Brandon Picasso or something along those lines. I'm not sure if either of you guys have seen him,
Yeah,
but
he's got the electric 109R.
he does another great example as far as motorcycle content that's not necessarily just a vlog, because most of his work is voiceover from what I remember watching anyway.
Yeah.
And he makes it he makes it like a TV show. He makes it so it's like I don't feel like I'm watching YouTube. And that's kind of what I want to get to, but I'm doing the vlog thing because it's consistent, it's easy to do, like you were saying, Prairie. It takes nothing to do a vlog whatsoever. And I'm more using it as a passerby until I can figure out in my head how to get out other stories type of thing.
Yep.
I think you're talking about getting good views of seeing the motorcycle and going to different places and all that. I think the Harley Roadshow is probably one of the few that have really good looking videos. I think the last one he did was really spectacular because he literally had a good montage of stuff. It's still motorcycle related. It's still him on a motorcycle telling his story, voiceover, and then doing a good montage of the various places he's going to, and that's the reason why he rides. I think that's perfect. Same with Webb as well. It's all about a story related to the motorcycle, and I think maybe that's the way to go. I'm not sure. What do you think, Rocket?
Yeah, I don't know what the The motor vlog, like you say, I mean, again, to me, I'm gonna come back. I hate that people ain't gonna like it, but you just gotta do whatever you want to do and whatever you like. If you like the motor vlog, then start with that. Again, because you're doing what you want to do. Some of it is if you just want to get in the game or get into video, it is an easy way. Like you said, it's easy in a sense. That's partially how I started off because it was like I learned about cinematography and stuff like that because I was in photography first. And I wanted to do all that, but I knew all that was going to take time and I was going to need equipment and all these other things.
What?
So I was like, well, I'll start motovlogging first, because then you can learn about editing a little bit and learn all these things and then along the way. And then, later, look what happened. I evolved, end up vlogging, now I'm end up on some whole other things and wanting to do commercial work and all these other things. So if you like it, if you're into it, start it. But if you're trying to get into it to grow or to make money or do any of that, then no, that's not going to happen. And the rest will be to do it for the social reasons, like we're saying, for community and stuff like that. I think for that, maybe it's okay. But as far as YouTube and trying to make some really entertaining, I don't know. It's not. That's what made me like vlogging again, because it changed everything. I could just pull over on the side of the road, jump out and make a vlog, right? Or any little certain background, to me, it was a lot easier to make videos compared to gearing up and doing all this stuff and getting the GoPros ready. And I got to have a route. I got to do this. It starts being more only for a video that doesn't even look as great, right? So I'd get into it if you just want to get started, but hopefully you can evolve to something else, because as far as growing or blowing up, then I don't think it's going to happen in motovlogging.
Yeah, I think that those days are pretty much over.
Yeah,
I feel like we were probably like 4 years too late to that party.
Pretty much. Like we were we call that the golden era, right? That's the golden era now. It was an era where you could grow, people grew. Because even when I left at a bad time. I left right at the heart of when you can grow. I would have probably had like about 25,000 subs. My size channel around what we were doing, that's what everybody ended up with, right? And then you can go from there and try to push up to the 100. But at that time, but I disappeared, and after that was when Adpocalypse happened and YouTube changed all the monetization, changed how they suggest videos, changed everything. And then now you don't grow as fast, right? So, or at least motovlogs in the game, because you can grow. I don't like to say that. If you go see people, I always speak on this girl. I met somebody on Instagram, and she does like the fashion hauls and stuff like that. She started a channel and got monetized in like a month, right? Those videos get like 30,000 views. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a different genre. So you can still grow. You do your searchable content. You do the things you're supposed to do. It's just our genre is not set up for that. They're not pushing our genre like that. Whoever's at the top, those are the top guys they're going to push. And everybody else, you're just there. You know what I mean? So, it's not really the place to be.
And Prairie Boy there in the chat brings up a good point as far as maybe if you do want to branch out from your motovlogging, he's telling Diesel to make videos about his car. Maybe if it's something still gearhead related.
He's got that thing all souped up. It's a beast.
Oh, is it? What is he? What is it? Diesel, what is it? But out good views. Just make a lot of smoke and thought things blowing up, and I'm sure we can
right
extra views. Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like you say, it's 4 years late, and then in the way we talk, if at least Prairie does way more motovlogs than me. I'm lucky if I do one a month, right? So, I'm probably the wrong person to talk about motovlogging. That's also why the podcast went downhill, because again, it's motorcycle. I'm barely even about motorcycles. I was just watching. That was your video, right? Where you were saying about the lie about feeling like a lie because you're not riding or into riding like that. I'm like, that's me. Like, because I've been around so long. Like, I still love to ride now. I'm just saying, I'm more into making videos and vlogs and the live streaming and all these other things that were the time I probably would be riding, I'm editing. You know what I mean? I'm to that point. Like, editing is like a serious part of my life. Like, it's a need. Like I say, YouTube is my drug in that sense. And so that's where I put out 2 videos a week. I talked all this shit about stopping, and that was about 4 months ago. I was going to go to once a week. Never happened. Because it's like just a habit of, I got to edit. I got to go film. I got to edit. I can't just sit here. It's a whole, So, I don't know.
Yeah, it becomes a lifestyle, really.
Yeah.
Even at this.
So one question I have is, because I've kind of thought about this as well. If you do take that time off, is there is there's going to be something that's going to just, because eventually, like, say the videos just stop for a month, then you try to come back. Is YouTube going to punish someone?
Yes.
Who does
It
that?
hurts your channel. If you disappear, you stop the flow, that hurts your channel big time. Like I say, when I
That's
left and I
why-
came back, I basically kind of had to start over, because most of those people left, your viewers leave, and then YouTubers not promoting because you don't have any stats, right? You don't have any data, you don't have any retention, none of that. So the algorithm's not even looking at your videos. So yeah, it's rough. You're gonna have to try to rebuild that, and hopefully you got a few dedicated little fan base that can at least get you some views and get you some watch time and retention, so the algorithm can pick up on those numbers.
Right, and I think that's why I'm trying to, before my kid gets here, within the next month or so, is just build my arsenal of videos and have them not be anything that's really necessarily related to anything that's going on in the world. Basically make them just kind of generic-y. Then that way I can have them pre-scheduled for once a week for a month or two while I'm trying to focus on other things. And that way, at least when I come back, YouTube doesn't really realize that I've actually gone away. So
yeah, exactly. If you can do that, that's great. Yeah, and definitely because it keeps your schedule. You want a schedule, really. That's a lot of people don't like to hear it. No, nobody wants to make a schedule, but it's a reason. It's because people look for your video on that day. If you don't have a schedule, they don't know when to look. They're not thinking about you. They're not going to be, oh, I wonder if Prairie made a video. That's most likely not going to happen. But if they know that Prairie uploads every Saturday, then if they do think about Prairie, then they're like, oh yeah, he uploads Saturday, right? So, or even if it's Saturday, oh, it's Saturday. I wonder if Prairie had a video, right? And then they may go to the channel, and you may, even if you didn't put a video, you would got some views at that point. So that's where it is important to have that schedule, because it keeps people looking for your channel, and people are addictive. I mean, I learned when I used to binge watch my guys, I'm waiting on that day, and that's where you realize, like, So yeah, people don't like to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it, but do it like what you were saying. If you can do some videos stacked up in a row, and then set that schedule up, and then that way you have time. Basically, don't be like me, because I filmed Tuesday, Monday, and the video's out Tuesday. I don't have no backups. All this shit's real time. And that's bad. But I also like it because I like the pressure. I treat this shit like a job. Like I have to make upload on that day. You know what I mean? And so, and not job in the way of I don't like to work because I wouldn't do it, but in a way of, like I like that challenge. And so, but that's part of it. And those people are looking for it. I got certain people like Viper will hit me up. But certain people will be like, hey, you uploading today? And then that's what's like more important,
Hey,
Yeah,
I just thought I'd pop
completely
in for a
agree.
minute. I'm out at the lake camping, and I thought, hey, I'll try and see if I can live stream on my phone from the campground.
Hey,
There you go.
appears to be working. So welcome, Diesel and Roland Keith, RK. Colin.
Hey guys.
So you guys for joining. Yep. And sorry if we bummed you out, Diesel.
I know. It probably wasn't the great news people wanted to hear,
It's like, oh,
I mean, we took this down a dark path.
right? I mean, we just try to, because we're trying to be real about it. I mean, that's what it is. You can't
There's no
sugarcoat it,
point in
really.
sugarcoating. If you're
Yeah.
motovlogging, you're not going to go anywhere. It's just all there is to it.
Yep. And who fought it? I'm just looking at the ticker there.
It was hidden. Now it's definitely shown. So
Like we say, if you're gonna be in the motovlogging, do it for the community. That's what I would say. Do it because you want to hang. Yeah, do it because you want to meet some guys and hang out in live streams and have your social media thing and do all that. That's what you do it for. And then if you grow, something happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Because the rest is also take work. That's the other side. You need to be we're some anonymous biker again. That's why I always give hustle. If you're all over everybody's Instagram, all over everybody's YouTube, all over everywhere, that's marketing. Your name is out there, you'll grow. So it takes a lot of work. You can't just make a video and then put it up on the channel and expect people to watch it. Like it's just like anything. You have to do the marketing. You have to get on social media. You have to post. You have to interact. You have to interact with other people's videos. You have to do all these things. That's a lot of work. Like we're saying, for no pay, no any of that. So that's what you got to think about. Like it's like what Prairie was saying. He's like, now after a while, you may not want to do it because it's all of this for nothing. Like, again, I'm one of the few psychos. There's certain people I'm psycho. I already am starting to understand that when you're doing that much, and I'm not getting nothing out of this. I don't get no returns on that, right? It's purely for the love. So it has to be after a while, because you're not gonna get much out of this.
hey, Road Rash, on that I see you popped up in there, I will shoot you a link on Instagram. It was used by Fiverr, Fiverr, and I still have the dude who did both mine and Fletch's. So I'll send that to you here after the show here. Really cheap too for everything that he did for us. Now, kind of going back though, to what you were just saying, Rocket, about doing it for the social aspect and the people we meet. So I know personally that, Fletch and I have created a really good friendship with each other.
Yep.
And sometimes it's like we don't even want to put out a video, but we still want to do the live stream because that's what's bringing us the joy at the current time, right?
Yeah.
So it's, even if we're kind of, what do we want? I don't want to edit a video. We always know that on Thursday night we're going to get together and at least have a good time. And that's just one of the social aspects that I have loved. And then it's been also awesome to meet everybody, because we've had a different guest on every single week. This week, Rocket and Prairie Boy, and we had Black Phoenix. We've had multiple people on who just come in and you meet those people, and now you got a connection with them, hopefully for a long time. Because I think we talked a little bit last week about how collaboration is still important, because it does kind of help, but I don't think it helps to the same degree that it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Rocket, are you smoking?
No.
Is it a vape?
Vaping.
I just caught
Yeah.
a quick little thing, and I thought, holy shit, is he off the vape and back on cigarettes?
Oh no. Different
smoked
smoke.
earlier.
Different kind of smoke, but yeah.
All right. We're also going to bring in Miss Moto Teach. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, hello.
Hello,
up?
how are we?
How you doing?
Very
Hey,
good.
Miss Moto Teach.
Good.
Awesome.
So
I'm
Roland,
good. I'm in the middle of doing reply posts for my master's because that's due tonight, and I kind of forgot. So if I'm not paying attention, that's why.
No worries.
Yeah. So
So
if I could bring me back on.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So Roland, we're kind of talking about, our channels and, how to kind of, keep it growing and keep yourself motivated. So what's been something that's kind of, done that for you as far as keeping your channel going, et cetera, et cetera?
For me, again, I mean, I just do what I enjoy doing, and if somebody else enjoys that, well and good. It's funny though, because I've got an R1 exhaust video that's got 24,000 views, and I'll bust my ass making a video that I sit back and go, wow, I really like that, and I get bugger all. So go figure, But primarily, I just enjoy what I like doing. I know a lot of people like to see the bikes. They like to see the ZX14 or the M109. I get odd comments from that. You know what I mean? But I'm just in it for the fun, and also like this, the social aspect of it. It's really good. Everybody I've met's been awesome guys. It's great to sit in our own places and go all around the world in our own chair. How good's that in this day and age? Certainly couldn't do that when I was a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you were to tell me I'd be sitting in a virtual room with some Canadians and Australians and some people from Singapore, I'd be like, "There's no way. That's never going to happen." And look at it.
Exactly.
Here we all are with the same kind of, goal.
Yeah, and we're able to do this in this current climate with all of what's going on as well, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just 100% fun. I'm not chasing any numbers out of it. I didn't start this out in the hope or the fantasy of becoming some great YouTube blogger. My son and I got cameras originally to view ourselves, and it was only to see how we were both riding and all that sort of thing. And it was after that we realised, oh hell, we can upload this on YouTube and that sort of thing. So that's basically how it worked for us.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, and we got Boots and Gene Rider just showed up. Hey, how's it going, guys? guys ever want to take a virtual ride at the Pacific Coast Highway, those are your two to watch there. So I'd say I've only been doing this for coming up on a year. So what advice, because Miss Moto Teach is new and she's growing, although YouTube kind of screwed her last week because we had her up to 53 subscriptions last Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then she was back in the 40s the following morning. I don't know what happened with that.
I still don't get that either. But I mean, hey, I started beginning of June? So
right. No, you're growing good, but
yeah.
what kind of advice would you guys give to her on as she's starting up her channel? Because I feel, this isn't a sexist comment, but female motovloggers have a lot of people's attention.
There's
and
an
especially
advantage,
if they
it's because
are
of our hair.
That's it. It's the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair.
Maybe I should grow mine out, but
well, you guys
That's
have
what I'm doing
beards.
wrong.
Nobody wants to see me with a beard, but nobody's going to see my face.
I took
for
mine
a
off.
while.
I would suggest that there'd be a lot of girls out there that would really like to get their butt on a bike, but may it be from courage or from just who knows what, maybe a little nudge from a like-minded person would be a good thing. Maybe an advocate for girls on bikes would be a good way to go. I've watched a lot of girls on bikes, but none of them are really pushed for the fact of get your butt on a bike.
Yeah. And there's a lot of kind of things out there. So which I'm going to be, I think my next video, maybe not. I talk about the group that I'm a part of, the Litas, which is one of those kind of moto groups it's an international group once you kind of get on it. And there's every state, every country. There are these group of amazing women that are all about encouraging others, no matter what you ride, and how long you've ridden for, or anything like that. And it's kind of just like an empowerment thing. They have their own, they were going to have their own ramble in Utah in my area, but of course, because of everything, that got canceled. But it was just for women. I don't know if guys maybe could have been invited. I don't know. But I know that was especially very lucky for me to find, because it gave me that confidence to know that there were others out there, and it's pretty awesome. And I've made some great friends already. And when they were my first group ride, and they told us kind of like what to do and stuff like that, and to possibly shine a light on that, because I kind of found out on my own. But there's a lot of women out there. And I know, like, one thing on my channel I said at first was, I'm a vertically challenged lady, 5'2" on a good day, when I pretend. And and I went from barely riding a motorcycle to in a week getting a street bob, and I only learned on a Honda Rebel, like 250, which last week we talked about that. That's quite a jump. So, but I wanted to kind of show that it doesn't matter. I mean, for me, I didn't at the time show like how long it actually did take me to feel comfortable, but I wanted to show like you can do this. See, I see Motor Ramblings. Your wife is a 411. She could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just by getting heels. I know the last thing I wanted to do was lower the bike, which was an option still, and but it's really just practice and comfort level. I mean, it's the same. I put it equivalent to when I first started to drive, and I was super nervous, and I was driving in the New Jersey, New York area, and that's just death by car right there. And I'm back home right now, and they're nuts out here. They're nuts. But I mean, it's the same thing as that. Now I'm confident and whatnot, but it took time to get there. So,
we got a group here that's it's Facebook driven, and it's just over 50s, and it's about 250 that are hooked into it. And anybody who feels like going for a ride will just simply post it up, and we just meet at a service station and away we go. And we have fair income. It's generally 40 to 60%, sort of female male relationship. It's really, the girls are really growing, and now they've split off and they've got their own subgroup to that, which is really cool too. But yeah, I don't know how it is over there, but it seems to be growing here with the girls on bikes. It's quite a big thing.
Yeah, but the advice of kind of showing that beacon, Roland, I'll take that. I'll take that and run with it. I'll try.
Yeah.
The one person that popped into mind talking about that is Doodle on a Motorcycle, because she's all about being a girl learning to ride, and it was her journey right from the very beginning of learning to ride, and her channel's growing really well. She's doing really good. So there's definitely a market for that. And of course you could be like the Insta hose or whatever and just posing on your bike, and you'll get bigger than all of us combined in a month.
Yeah, well, I don't have the stick figure body. They do. Plus, I actually like to wear gear that will protect me when I ride, and not like holy jeans. Because I rode one time to work to impress the 8th grade boys, and I had it worked. They listened to me after that. Oh
yeah.
I had my first occurrence of a rock hitting my kneecap.
Oh yeah.
And I immediately went to the nearest cycle gear was the closest one to me, and realized two things at once. One, I needed jeans with the knee pads, and two, how expensive those jeans with knee pads are.
Exactly. Yep.
And I was like, I could just go to like Dick's Sporting Goods and just get shin pads, and I'll just do it myself. I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe create like a halo like suit that I'll just put over my stuff.
There you go. That'll work. That'll get the guys coming in.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, there's the version of my helmet is the Airflight, and there is kind of like a Master Chief looking one. That I thought about it, but then I like the other one with the I had to get my visor separate eventually, but yeah. Hey, goalie equipment.
Anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was riding today. Speaking of safety equipment, and for probably the 1 minute I decided to flip my visor up was the time that I got hit by some bug. I don't know what it was, but it freaked me out. It hit and fell, I'm pretty sure. But for the next 5 minutes until I got home and I could get the helmet off, I was thinking it was crawling inside of me. It was about to sting my head about 20 times. Pretty sure it was a murder hornet, but no. I kept the visor down the entire time because it's bug season here. Like I flip up, not even 2 seconds later. So, rocks are no fun either. I've had my fair share of those. But,
yeah, I caught a rock on my hand. I literally saw it kick off a semi coming by. I saw the thing coming at me, and it just went wham. I'm like, it just broke all my fingers. I couldn't even pull the clutch. I'm fucked. I don't know what to do. But eventually I was able to actually pull in the clutch with one of the fingers and put it in neutral and just sit there for a while. But
did they bruise?
Oh yeah, it was just all black and gross, but yeah, they didn't break.
Anonymous Spiker thinks you're the man of steel, though. So how can that happen to you?
I'm Batman.
Oh, you're Batman.
I got the suit to prove it.
You don't sound like Batman.
He's in a Bruce Wayne version right now.
Okay. Sorry. Right.
I'm not the stupid. I'm going to talk like this.
No, you need like the animated series one. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be better. But I mean, that guy's like, I was just kicked in the throat too many times.
Yep.
Alfred, bring my throat medicine.
Cigarette.
I need a cigarette. Alfred.
No. That sounds like me after like a field trip or in an assembly or something.
Yelling at the kids, yeah.
Gosh.
Well, guys, there supposedly is still 4 slots open if we want to try testing out this bigger
There you go.
StreamYard here
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
There you go.
Anonymous.
Are you
Get in there.
pay for it?
What's that?
Do you pay for StreamYard?
I don't. Is it
No.
just for the pro?
It's just for the paid
well,
version.
Never mind then. Never mind.
Oh, it's for the pro version that's 10.
I'm not popular enough for the pro version.
Yeah, because I literally canceled my subscription or prescription, whatever the hell you want to call it. I canceled the shit. And then I just did the first live stream I've done in almost a month last night, and that's when this thing was a go, and I couldn't do it.
No, I was looking forward to those fireworks.
15 minutes after I shut down the stream, they started.
Really?
Yeah, I was waiting for them to come up. It was still a lot of the window, but no fireworks.
Yeah, well, I guess because it rained, I don't know, they had to like redo everything, but it was really late by the time they did them. But yeah, that was so annoying. If I just kept the stream going a little bit longer, then everybody would have been happy. 'Cause, yeah, I brought so many people to the stream to see fireworks, and they never got to. I felt bad.
I was there. Although I think
Conversation went off like in left field at one point, and that's when I tuned in, and I was like, "This isn't fireworks."
I got a girlfriend, my girlfriend's not a motovlogger. I ain't gonna get all into that, but a lot of you may be thinking that I'm still with Girl versus Life. I'm not.
I must say that you guys with all your drones, I'm sucked in. I'm going to get a good drone.
Yeah, drone.
Should go for it, mate.
I love your drone footages. They're awesome. And I think some of you might have seen my drone video of the cheap crap, no brains drone I had that friggin' useless. So I'm going to go for the Maverick Mini only because my bikes, I haven't got saddlebags or anything, but at least I can whack that thing in my pocket basically and go somewhere.
But mate, I
It's
think
pretty small.
yeah, but I think mate, if you can go for the air,
The air.
because
If you
because
could
I think
afford it,
yeah, if you can afford it, it's not. I think it's what $700 now.
Might be cheaper now since the Air 2 come
Yeah.
out. They might have dropped the price on it too.
Exactly.
But it folds
Right.
right up too. Folds up really small.
Exactly. It's,
Actually,
it is
I'll grab my. I'll grab mine and I'll show you.
because I think Prairie, you have your FPVs. You got the Mavic as well, right? Mavic 2, no, or a Mavic Pro.
Prairie has left the building for a second.
He went to go get his.
Oh, he's got his. So Rocket, you have the Mini, and do you
Yeah.
have the Mavic as well? The bigger
Yeah,
one.
Mavic Mini. No, I don't have a bigger one. That'd be later when I'm ready
In fact,
to
I know
start trying to
some
do commercial
people-
work because I want to get my Part 107 and I want to start trying to do commercial work and stuff like that.
I know.
I know some people
I-
will go for the Mini just because of the weight, and like in the United States, the Mini is you don't need a license to fly, but if you go with the Pro or everything else, you have to get licensed for it.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Or you don't need a license, but you got to register it.
There you go.
So that's.
Oh, geez,
Which
that's
one's that one?
This is the Air.
It's the air.
Yeah, okay. So that's not much bigger than the Mini, is it, really?
No.
No, when they fold up, they're almost the same size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very minuscule difference.
What happens is
I've
that
heard-
because the reason why people go for the Mini is because like people like me, I have both the Mavic 2 Pro, which is the large one,
Yeah.
and the Mavic Mini, which is the smaller one. And then if I'm going longer distances, the Mini goes into the saddlebags. But if it's a shorter distance, I don't have much stuff. I have a separate saddlebag that I can put the big Mavic in. And
Yeah.
as much as I can, I'll try to bring the big Mavic because it's more stability. There's more stability. You know it's going to come back home to you. It could fight the wind. I lost a couple of drones off a mountain because it was just not strong enough.
That'd be me.
Right?
Yeah,
that's
that's the
quite
problem
bad.
with the Mini. Yeah, the problem you need. Yeah, that one only it doesn't handle much wind.
Exactly.
What happens when they get out of range? Do they come back to their GPS start point?
Yes, they do.
They're supposed to. Yeah, they come back to the home point possible after a
Right.
I
certain
like how
amount
you
of times.
said
supposed
Like
to.
I said, they're
yes.
supposed to.
Oh,
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Don't ever trust
'Cause-
that.
Yeah, because there's issues. So that's how you lose your shit. At least with the mini, a main way we were talking about wind is that you go out with the wind, with a tailwind, and then you come back, and then now you're in that headwind, and you're fighting, and the batteries drain way faster than you're supposed to. And then the thing will like, after a while, it's like, okay, I gotta land, and it'll just land. So you're over water. This is where people be over water, or wherever you're at. That was way over there, right? And it comes down somewhere, and you just got to go find it. Or like I said, for being water, it's gone. Like so, that. And then the other one, if it's coming back, I've seen them where they just kept going past the home point, and the thing was just gone. And like, what the fuck? The guy's like, what is it? What is it? And he couldn't cancel. He couldn't do anything. So yeah, there's some horror stories you see on there. I don't like to watch those videos, but Viper.
Can they get hacked easily?
Can they get hacked?
Sorry?
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can't. I think it's the ones that can get hacked are the ones with on Wi-Fi, which is the Mavic Mini and the lower ones. But if you get a guy like this, right, which is pretty huge, right? This is the Mavic Pro, and this thing is rock solid. I've taken this out to about 3 miles, and no problem, and it could come back, no issue.
Yeah, because you're on OcuSync, you got the RF.
Exactly. Exactly. It's on
a lot
OcuSync and
stronger
stuff.
signal.
Exactly.
But
Now
you
I
know
have
they
to
got
go
it
out
set
and
up
get a
right.
drone now. Gosh darn it! I just got started. Or should
I've
I
been
wait
wanting
a
one
year?
forever.
I'll give you my other one if you like.
No,
No.
you know what you should get? Get this instead of a drone.
Canon.
Get a good camera.
Yeah.
First, yeah.
Got a
If
camera.
you're,
Yeah.
because once you're like, that's how I was. Like, I was so bad, and I love cameras. So I have an M50 like he had, and I broke it. Let me stop bullshitting. So I broke it, and I started using my GoPro, right? And after a while, I got comfortable with my GoPro, and most people didn't even notice the switch, which was even great for me because it proved the whole camera don't matter thing, right? I'm vlogging with a GoPro, and you didn't even notice. You wouldn't. So after a while, I got to the point I had the little extra change, and I'm like, okay, at this point, I could either replace my camera or I can get a drone. But I'm like, well, I'm already making that video with this GoPro. If I get a camera, that's not really going to up the production value, right? I'm just going to get a blurry background. That's all I'm really going to get out of it, right? And then, but if I get a drone, that add production value. So from my point of view, I already had a camera, and so I'm like, no, I'll get the drone first. And so like he's saying, you in your case, you would get the drone first, or you would get the camera first because you need to get started with all that kind of stuff.
So, like, do you mount? Like, how do you mount that? Like a camera,
What mount the? What are you talking about?
the Canon or whatnot, or is
No,
that
we're
for
talking
other
about for
stuff?
vlogs.
It's
He's
on the
talking about more
bike,
for
that's-
vlogs or for like
Oh, okay.
B-roll and stuff like that.
You would use something like this for when you get to a cool spot to take really nice video or
Oh, yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
I'll just borrow my husband's because he doesn't use it.
Well, that's different.
There you
Yeah,
go.
if you already got a camera access,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
I
well, then you
borrowed
could
his-
get a drone then.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
borrowed
one
his
thing that I wanted to
GoPro
say.
and then I broke it, so I had to get my own.
Uh-oh.
Well, it overheated because that happens now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
no,
was one thing that I wanted to say though for anybody who's new or whatever. If you have another motovlogger or YouTuber like near you, by all means, like you get the drone, they get the good camera, and you guys can just trade and share.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anybody. I got to buy all this. Like this
Same
stuff's
here.
expensive, man. I've dumped probably $3-4 grand in all my gear.
Yeah, I don't know if some of you know this. I'm a public school teacher, and I already have to spend how much on my own classroom. So,
Yeah. So money. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
No. Yeah. Like you said, it can be expensive if you over time. Once you're trying to get everything, yeah, it can start adding up.
But it's worth it, though.
Yeah, I was about to say it has to come back before the love and for the. This is also this is another reason why we talk about community of with YouTuber making videos or any creative outlet. I think you need to be around like-minded people, right? Because everybody else thinks we're fucking nuts. Period. So when you start hearing like he just said, you're spending $3,000. Wait, so how much do you make off YouTube? Nothing. Like if I'm lucky, I probably make 25 cents, maybe. Well, I ain't making nothing because I'm not even monetized. But old school videos, $1. What? And you spend how much for a camera? You see what I'm saying? People don't understand. It's that, yeah, it has to be for the love. It has to be the love of that art. Like, I'm a gearhead, so I buy the gear. That's the product of the gear, right? Is making videos. I don't necessarily want to be in my video, but I don't have an actor. So I have to have vlog to be in my video. But for me, it's all about just playing with camera gear and capturing images, right? And so, and then I have to be creative and think of whatever content you would put out. But yeah, you have to be around other people is my point, to be around like-minded people to know that we're, there's other people with these same struggles and same thoughts, that you're not the only one spending $1,000 on a camera. Nobody's going to understand that but another creator,
Yeah. It reminds me back when I was in high school and I was taking my film class, and me and my partner she was a lot more into it than me, but we would go over each other's houses all the time and she would help me with my editing and stuff like that. And,
Nice.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's just, it's your community, the people you surround yourself with. And you'll find help in the most unexpected places. Like I found. It's great. And yes, we're all nuts, but you know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
Normal's
exactly.
boring.
Normal's boring.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I know when Roland Keith earlier said, why we all started the YouTube videos is because we got ourselves cameras. We went on holidays. Rather than stick it onto a portable hard drive or something, we would just put it up on YouTube. It's easy, right? Just put it up there and forget about it. Then people get to see it. You relive all the memories. It was that way for me as well. In fact, about 30% of my videos, which you all don't see, is private, is all my drone videos. So I'm just now, after talking about all this, I should just put it out, re-release it again. Take it out private. And then you get to see the stuff that we do and the places I've been to. There's no talking, it's just music, but you get to see beautiful vistas, right? I mean, you spend all that money anyway.
No, yeah, I do that on my channel. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I don't. Some people might not like it. They might get pissed off. I was like, you don't have to watch it. Just like regular TV. So I started making my little flight videos because I already knew that's. I do the B-roll for a vlog, but then I was like, no, I still want regular long form flight videos. Like you say, put a little music here and there, where I'm talking, a little bit of commentary. And then some of those ended up interesting videos because somebody, now that I'm learning, somebody always walk up and start talking to you. And I got the GoPro on the head. I got the camera up there. What is it? Oh yeah, well, in your screenshot. So I got about 3 cameras right there that you're getting. So it ended up making for interesting videos. So yeah, I definitely recommend just throw up whatever. I mean, again, if we're not worried about growth, we're worried about creativity. That's what it's all about. Just do what make you happy, because that's where the quality gonna come through,
Yeah. And like, I know the one thing somebody said to me was like, don't worry about like having the brand new stuff. Like, go on like Facebook yard sale and see if there's a used GoPro that somebody's not using. Like, if you can't really spend it right away, but start somewhere. Absolutely. Like, just take that chance.
You just gotta get started. It's all about repetition. It's just like working out, right?
My $38
That's the hardest thing.
camera is half okay. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as a GoPro, without a doubt, but it's actually not bad for the money. If it falls off the bike and tumbles down the road, who cares?
There you go. That's when it exploded. We were talking about the good old days. That's when motovlogging exploded a little bit. Was when they came with those cheap Chinese cameras. Like before, you did have to spend like money on a decent camera to get started, and most people that was out of a lot of people's reach. And so once they came with those $50-$60 cameras, yeah, those things are like 70% as good as those GoPros back then. Now they're even closer, right? Like that's why GoPro's in trouble and filing bankruptcy and all kind of other shit, because nobody's gonna pay $300 for a camera. You can go get one for like 60 or 70. You see what I'm saying? It's just as good for what most people do. So. Yeah, just get whatever camera you can and film. There's just the point and go out and go film. And also, my favorite thing I always say is just send it. Just go put whatever out. Stop worrying about it. Stop thinking, overthinking. And I hear people say, "Oh, I refilmed this 5 times." I don't refilm nothing. I don't do whatever I film is what it's going to get filmed. I can cut it up best I could. It's going out. There is no. And then we got the quality over quantity argument. I'm one of the quantity people. Because I'm like, just get the reps in, like I'm saying. Like, you sitting there worried about trying to get some good video and you're wasting time. You didn't learn as much because you're still focused on this one video when you could have had 5 out in that time. You see what I'm saying? To me, you'd have learned a lot more within that 5. So and then you'll grow over time, and then maybe you'll get the quality. Then you can start doing quality over quantity. But you got to get the reps in, and so that's why I say just send it. Don't worry, we're small. Nobody's watching. Who cares anyway? It's not like you get some fucking award, even if you made like a great video, right? It don't really matter. So just send it, and then you'll learn and you'll enjoy and have fun along the way.
That's unless collectively, as a big group, we end up making our own awards for the annual.
I've been saying we did. I had thought about that. I was like, I wish we had our own little like award thing though. Yeah, to recognize certain people in the community. Best new vlogger or most improved, just all that kind of stuff. There we go.
I still need to try that. I don't know if I should.
Oh God, no! Don't try it. It's hopeless.
Like you say, he just published his older vids.
Nice. So one thing that I've been toying around with, because sometimes I kind of run out of ideas for a 2-week span, and I'm thinking, what can I do? Have you guys ever thought of going back and redoing some of the videos that you made when you first started? As we were, I don't want to say any of us are pros or anything like that, but when we were very green when we first started making these videos. And there's like a couple videos where, I talk about, should I be writing as a, an adult, as a parent type of thing. And I kind of think like I could go back and remake that video a lot better now, given my different type of editing styles and my different cameras. Do you guys ever think about, rehashing your own stuff, but not necessarily complete rehash, but an updated video of something like that?
I've literally done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple of
there you go. Maybe that's where I got the idea from.
Like you say, it's just you're revisiting, right? Or you could just call it that and say revisit it, right? Yeah. Either way is.
Well, I've been doing motovlogs for 4 years. So if I go back 3 years, nobody's seen that.
That's the other part. Yep.
So
exactly.
Actually, what I could do is just download it, re-upload it.
Right.
I need to actually make the video again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be something if it goes viral that time?
I know, right?
Hilarious.
Yeah. I definitely revisit because, like you say, for one, nobody was watching back then, and the other side is again, like I always keep saying, well, none of this matters. Just do whatever do it, have fun. I know that shit sounds simple and sound cliche, but that's it, man. That's all it is. That's all I could really give anybody advice is just to try to have fun, enjoy what you're doing. To me, I'm like, if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing it. That's the other side. You know what I mean? Because again, this ain't like you're gonna get paid or you're not gonna get famous. You're not gonna get any of that. So if you don't like it, you might as well just leave now, because that's not gonna happen. Like I said, you have to be in this. There we go. You have to be in this for the community. That always made me laugh because it scared the shit out of me for one. Appreciate that. What was that? Harley Road show. Just subscribe.
Right.
That's what that is right there. Little animation. Yeah, that always scared me. But yeah, that's it. And that's what I'm saying. That's what this be about, man. It start being a community. If you're going to get in it for that, I always say if you're going to get in it to do this kind of shit, meet people all around the world, know people everywhere, that's a great reason to do it. But if you're going to do it because you think you're going to get famous or something, or you're going to get some money, then no, that's not going to happen, most likely. So you might as well just walk away right now.
Who wants to call BS on Anonymous Biker?
What would he say?
Yes.
I'm still new,
He's getting paid.
I mean, if you monetize, you're getting paid. We didn't say what amount. It's just the point.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Paid,
he didn't specify the amount.
Yeah. Because you can get paid. I can get about 25 cents a video when I first get monetized, but
you get
maybe a buck if I'm lucky.
You get a little more now, ad revenue now than you did a few years ago.
Yeah,
like a lot more.
That's good though. Yeah,
I've seen people doing nail painting videos get more views and subscribers than what we do.
Yeah, because there's more people interested in nails than motorcycles.
Exactly.
And of the people interested in motorcycles, 90% of them don't want to listen to someone just ride and talk. They want to see the bike.
Nails while I'm riding.
I mean, you guys want to talk about something that is more popular than motovlogging? My mom's infatuated with it, and my aunt, I think, did it at one time. It's this crap called floss tube, where it's just a bunch of ladies cross stitching and showing their patterns. And dude, look, just search it and look at the view counts that some of these ladies are getting. It's absurd. It's absurd.
That's gonna
how-
lead me to like that weird side of YouTube where you go at like late at night and you don't know how you got there.
Some right on.
It isn't YouTube that. Yeah, never mind.
He's gonna hold back. This is where he holds
Right.
back.
He's showing
Yeah,
restraint.
Yeah, I'll save that for my streams.
There you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Something to look forward to.
It is very interesting though what people are interested in with the bikes though, because I know with mine, because I go back 4 years, source videos, they really punch it out, you know. But there's only so many of them you can do, of course. But yeah, it's stuff like that. Modification videos, I think they get a lot of hits. People put their mods on, all that sort of stuff, because there's many people sitting there going, shouldn't I buy this, or what's it going to be like to install, or whatever. A lot of the videos you guys have done with your installs, they've been really good. I reckon a lot of people would like them. But certainly in my repertoire that I've got, exhaust videos really punch up some serious numbers.
Yeah, that's it. It's mods, and like you say, because all my most popular videos are all my mod videos. Those all get a couple hundred views a month. Like those are the ones that's over like 20,000 and all that type of stuff. Because my bike was very rare, and then nobody had that bike, nobody had that mod. That's how my channel grew back in the day. So yeah, you're right. There are certain ways, you can grow if you have a certain. Well, nowadays all you had to do is put Harley Davidson. That's going to probably get you 100 views right there. First of all, so once you do
Harley's
that, and then
ruling right now.
yeah, so once you do that, and you can do some mods or do whatever you do, and then you can grow in those regards. But that's just for searchable content, right? So you get a lot. You'll get to 80%, like we're talking about 70% unsubscribe. That's not going to necessarily stay at your channel, or they're not going to binge watch. They're not going to go through the videos, right? Because they came for that mod vid or whatever, right? Unless they just happen to like you in that video and then they check out your content. But like you're saying,
Let's
you're not
be
going to
real.
get people.
Suck up the content and just fly away.
Yeah, so I mean, you bring that up, and my most popular video is because everyone in the world is probably like me. They're cheap to an extent, and they don't want to pay $500 for a new fairing on their motorcycle. So
I just watched that.
Did you?
No, it's seriously because I just bought a fairing today, and I watched that.
Yeah, so I have an episode where it's an Amazon fairing versus an official Harley Davidson fairing. And I kind of highlight that there's maybe a slight curvature difference here and there, but the price difference of $60 versus 400 and some bucks plus adapters that you need.
Right.
I mean, all it took was showing both of those in one, and it says overpaying for plastic is the thumbnail. So, and that's been the one that's been driving my channel. I mean, that's the only reason I have 4,000 views a month is because of that single video. Everything else is piddly in comparison, but
Well, they're doing it for us, and we appreciate that.
oh yeah, and I do it for you guys too. Yeah.
No, it's weird that you mentioned that because that's literally what I watched today. Because I bought my first part for my bike that I'm gonna film to put on it, and I watched that. I didn't get that particular fairing though, but I did get a Harley one. It convinced me.
Install yourself? Are you going to install yourself?
Yes, we're gonna see how that goes.
Cool.
That's a new skill for me.
That's it.
So I'll be watching a lot of videos about how to do that.
Yeah.
So it might turn into a comedy. just don't criticize me too bad.
No.
But I think it's good that Harley actually starts to listen to what people like anyway. I mean, when the Street Bob, the Softail Street Bob first came out, there wasn't very much on it. And now they put out a fairing to at least mimic the Dynas, right? Which is where it came from. And I think it's a good thing to have. And I think it's pretty simple to put on, I think. Right? Hopefully you have a garage. Unlike myself, I don't. So everything goes through the dealership, unfortunately.
Yeah. and Road Ratchets bring up a good point. You know, it's searchable content that will get you views, but you have to be smart with how you're doing it too. You can't just put Harley Davidson seat in there. You actually have to be specific. So like when I do my seat videos, I'm dialing in Harley Davidson, Dyna, Saddleman, Dominator. I'm putting all those keywords as much as I can inside of the top. And I've even been using Google to help me, come up with titles, because those are going to be what Google, when you start typing, that's Google's highest rated search. So if you start typing Saddleman Dominator, you can see what's following behind it, and you can kind of steal some things from that to kind of put in there. But I don't know. That's
a good idea. You do the same on YouTube, same thing.
Yeah, you only got to watch that though. Is if you're doing something that's very, very popular, you're gonna keyword your way into a niche you have no hope in hell of getting noticed in.
That's what I'm about to say. Be at the bottom of 1 million.
Yeah. But
Unless
if it's something like
Yes.
a Saddleman seat for a specific bike, you probably could get noticed in that.
Yeah. Like I
Or
think
you do it in a Speedo.
Yeah, Speedo, yeah.
That's different.
I might start doing that shit.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll click that.
Let's get the Speedo going. Yeah.
Nobody
Don't-
want to see that.
What are you talking about?
I think.
I hope it's not quiet because everyone's picturing it, for Christ's sake.
Actually, we are. Actually,
Well,
we
I've
are.
only ever seen you from the top up. and,
This is
know.
the best. Yeah, it gets worse from here down.
The Borat suit. Oh my god.
So,
Yeah, you imagine
Oh,
staring in,
what's that up there?
just
So
putting on my
wrong.
new LED tail lights. Check it out.
At least he's high vis.
You get a whole new audience with that.
Mm-hmm.
and this is the point my parents walk in to ask me something.
No, nothing.
What? It's like I'm in high school again. Don't come in here. I'm playing with my dolls.
Oh goodness.
I sometimes play with my dolls.
Yeah, Baby Yoda
It's like-
behind.
Archie
I do
needs
have
to
that,
wear a
yeah.
helmet.
Yeah. It's like in the movie Spaceballs. He just storms in. No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love that movie.
Well, I got fireworks, Prairie Boy. Ha ha ha. Right outside my window.
I saw them right outside this window 15 minutes after
Well,
I
that's
shut
great
the
that
stream
you
down.
saw them.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
was
early for
pissed.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in my bedroom and all of a sudden I could hear this boom. I'm like, no. I go and open this window and it's just
We better be at war.
full swing. I was gonna go down there and kick some ass. Like the idiot said dusk. This is not dusk, this is almost midnight.
You
It's
guys
dust somewhere.
can still go and buy fireworks and let them off yourselves, can't you?
What's that?
You guys can all go and buy fireworks and let them off yourselves, can't you?
It depends
know.
in the state you're in here.
Mhm.
People around here in New Jersey and New York are not supposed to be, but at 1 a.m. that's all they can do.
It's
Right.
illegal here too, but it'll be a fireworks show.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because we've been banned for 30 years of having our own fireworks.
Yeah, same here since we were little kids, I think. I mean, I think we can do that. We can't even do safe and sane, they call it. We can't do none of that shit. It's too congested here, right? It's too many houses.
This is I live in the only town in the county that allows it. And when my wife and I moved here last year, we didn't know what we were getting into. It was a war zone. Like it was a fog of smoke everywhere, and you couldn't go to sleep for the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. I mean it's just that they're blowing them up until 2 a.m. Like, oh, maybe this is
Yeah.
why this area is so much cheaper to live in. 3 days.
Yeah, I
There you go.
I dated somebody in college, and they would. So in Pennsylvania, you can buy fireworks, but the really good fireworks, you can't. You have to be an outer stater. So they would drive to North Carolina and make it a trip and come back with those types of fireworks, and they would light them up in their yard because they lived around farmland. But someone always was a lookout because the cops would patrol. It scared the crap out of me because they literally would light my boyfriend at the time, my ex, would light it and then run away so he could see it. And one time it tilted.
Oh crap!
And I was like, "You idiot!" And then they planned the whole show out. They'd like come back with like a car full of just these like fireworks, and they'd be so proud. And both me and his mom were like, "You guys are gonna blow your faces off." But I'm just gonna sit here and watch it. It's your life. But
I think for us,
it, though.
yeah, for us it's the same as Australia. We're banned. It's only the government and certain bodies that can shoot it off. But we get it more than once a year. It's Chinese New Year and the New Year. That's it, But it's really a big one that they shoot off in the harbor. But it used to be when I was young. We could do it, but it started so many fires that they decided to stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Got a
That
question.
happened actually.
Here.
I've got
That
a
happened near my sister-in-law's house.
Sorry, I've got a question regarding the 360 cams. Are they a good practical day-to-day type cam, or are they just really a special one-off type deal to use?
I don't know. Never
Yeah, I don't know if that's every day. I mean, they look like they have some decent images. I go like we were saying. You can make whatever with any camera, but that
They
one was
made a
more
lot
to
of
me be
progress.
specialty or like B-roll type of. I don't know if I'd want that for my main camera, right? Because I want one of those, but that was down the list. That would be like after a gimbal right now. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could, of course, like I say, you can do whatever with everything because you can just make those videos every day. But they have decent resolution, so I'm assuming you should be able to get a regular, flat file. I call it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
to
you
answer
say,
your
it's more
question,
of a specialty cam. It's not really something you'd use as your main camera.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's pretty hard on your computer, from what I've heard too, as far as editing it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're doing
it's
some special
they're
stuff in their
massive files.
software. Yeah, exactly. And you're doing stuff in their software. You got to do a lot of extra steps before you even get it in your regular editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I have one. So it's a pain in the ass to actually edit. You can do it in your phone as well, but it's literally a small thing, and you're scrolling through and trying to get stuff. That's madness. So you do it on your computer, so it takes time. The only reason why I got it is because again, it's more about getting the scenery than actually doing a motovlog or anything else.
Yeah,
Because I know
sure.
I got-
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
right.
Yeah.
If you're at the
For
top of the
B-roll.
mountain, you want people to know that you're at the top of the mountain. Right?
Yeah.
A straight on is you show just bits of it, but here you can just rotate it around. You get to see everything. In fact, you can post it up, and they can decide what the hell they want to see as well.
I like
And that's
that,
the only
yeah.
thing about it. Yeah.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, I want one of those too. They are nice. Like you say, it's for getting the whole shot because I wanted that shot on the bike, of course, and you're able to get yourself it's almost like a drone shot.
Exactly. I've done a few, so you can actually take a look.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check you out.
VHS camcorder.
It's stupid. It's old school.
That's portable.
I missed that.
I remember those.
I would be obsessed over the camera when I was younger. I'd want to hold it and be behind it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Web's
guy
not
I see
here.
on
I still do that.
Instagram. He's got a massive camera on his bike. I don't think it's VHS, but it's a big camera.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know the Black Magic
Yeah,
camera.
I want
Have you
one.
heard
Yeah,
of
that's on the wish list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Webb mounted that on his helmet.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, this guy called Webb. You should just go
Yeah.
check it out. And it's really awesome looking footage, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think he was a nutcase with this huge thing right
he's
up
in
front.
that case. But yeah, no, I can't even talk because that was my first thought. I was like, of course, I'm gonna end up using that fucking thing just like that. Even my mirrorless now, I was already plotting on how I could mount that on the bike. So I can't even talk because I'm one of them people too. Like that was the first thought. You wanted maximum fucking footage. on all the resolution. But yeah, I need a computer. I be putting the cart before the fucking horse. That's what even I did this time. In theory, getting that camera, I should have got a computer. But it's like I'm not gonna pick no computer over no camera ever. I'll just have to do lower res. But later though, with the black, if I get the black magic and all that, I have to get a computer before I get any of that. I got to get a workhorse
you have to
work with those files. So, but yeah, that's later. That's my next step. That's where I'm at. I'm terrible. This is what I had to try not to do. I just got the fucking Canon RP. I got it. I'm using it, of course, but I'm not even thinking about that camera. So about 2-3 weeks later, I was already looking at cinema cameras, and even then, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have just got a cinema camera. You know what I mean? Because I could have technically kept using the GoPro, like I'm saying, but it is still the part of I love filming with the camera. Like it's still the holding it and how it looks and just the feel, the look. There's a lot of things to it that make me be like, nah, I still. And then again, for the running gun style, I do. Right, like I need a mirrorless. You need something like that. Later, it would be like a C200 or something like that. That'd be the next step, though, because I could do running gun, what I'm doing, and I could still do some cinematic. You know, later on, start doing all real crazy. I don't want to use that stupid word. I meant really, as far as more getting paid work, commercial work.
Yeah, exactly right.
I've not seen them, but is that what Webb uses? Is it?
Webb uses everything. I mean, he's put a Nokia phone on a drone, so
Oh yeah.
Well, it sounds like I like that guy. Oh, you just put the link. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, it sounds like I like him.
He's good, and I think going back to topic, right? We were talking about stuff that we had to put out. So again, we do what we like, but I think it's people like the Harley Roadshow, Webb, and a few others out there are doing something that is related to motorcycles, but yet they're being creative. So what Webb did was he literally put on this old Nokia phones, the $50 ones.
Yeah.
And still had a camera that, I don't know, 1.2 megapixels or something. He stuck it on his drone and he flew it off, and he just did a walkabout, and it's excellent.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Then he had another video where he stuck his black magic on the front of his helmet, and he just did some really great, awesome looking videos.
Nice.
And so this is the stuff that we're doing
here.
Yeah,
That's this sweet B-roll right here.
Yep. Well, this is the whole video for his mail call was a B-roll, which was he just does an incredibly good job with figuring things out in his head before he even does them. But yeah. So yeah, and he uses a bunch of old stuff. So I mean, he definitely has a unique style, which I think is something that we're all kind of shooting for. Is that trying to find our own place in this giant world? As cliche as that is.
No, it is. That's it.
I think, Brett, if you could show the Harley Roadshow's one, the most recent one that he's just done. So I think that's a really good example of how to combine good cinematography, because now we're talking about cinematography.
Yeah, basically.
With writing, right? So check it out. So like little, he's doing a narration over it, right? Talking about his life and his and who had impact on his life.
I saw that one.
It's like a short film, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's supposed to be my goal for this year. I'm slacking. I want to do a short film because it's basically a bunch of B-roll, like you say, and a voiceover.
If you plan out your film,
exactly, it's just
a page is supposed to be like a minute.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. See, that's
so like when you're writing a script, the rule of thumb is it's a page per minute. So if you write it out and stuff like that, hey, look, I learned something in high school.
There you go. Yeah, that's my next step is scripting stuff and just planning it all out, right? Like everything I do is run and gun and freestyle off top of the head, but eventually I want to, see, you got the nice drone shot, establishing shot right there.
And he does tons of different camera angles with it. I mean, just setting up this shot
that's
alone.
the kind of shit I like, because it takes time. That's what I had to explain to people. I'm like, dude, when I'm at that 7-Eleven, I'm there for like an hour and a half. You know how weird that looks? People see somebody filming at a 7-Eleven with a camera at a brick wall for an hour and a half. You know what I mean? Like they don't know what goes into it. Like you say, I had to film all these different camera angles, GoPro, drone, this, just a lot of shit for a 3-4 minute video,
That's right.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to make a 3 or 4 minute quality video than a 10-minute motor vlog about what I did at work yesterday.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's where I got bored with motovlogs. That's what I'm saying. Why I don't barely watch them, or why I don't even like making them. I don't even like mine. It ain't nothing personal. I make a motovlog. I don't watch that like I do my regular vlogs. I don't want to see that shit. All right, next, I need to make another video.
I want to get on bike and ride. I don't, you know, taking the camera with me is a pain in the ass.
What's that on the motor vlog? You mean?
Yeah, most of the time I
Yeah,
just
that's
want
what I
to
say.
bike and ride.
Yeah, exactly. That was my problem. Like when I used to really ride every day, like I used to say, I only filmed like 5% of my rides. I used to ride daily for months and months at a time, and it was like I never filmed. It was always just riding. I don't want to do none of that. That's why I like vlogging again, like I said, because I always got my backpack with me, and I can just hop out somewhere. I see a nice spot. Oh, that's nice right there. And if I already got a topic, boom, I just go and go shoot right there. You know, on the way home, go home, start editing. It's like way simpler. I didn't have to gear up. I had to get the bike out, do all this crazy stuff that you need to do a moto vlog.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
So like Prairie, you know, obviously you're doing your stuff on your bike and everything with your motor vlogs. You know, how often do you just ride for yourself? Like, you know, you just say, screw it, I'm not filming anything. I just actually just want to get out there and enjoy life. I just want to put it all behind me today. How often do you get a chance to do that for yourself?
It's very rare that I will ride without my cameras running. But for every time I do a motovlog, that's only about half of my riding. I'll do lots of riding where I just got the tunes going and I'm just enjoying it. I'm not saying nothing.
Right.
And you get to keep the camera rolling for safety, cut you off type things.
Yeah, in case I think of something cool or I find something cool or, you know, well, I had something like completely amazing and baffling happen to me recently. So when I put that video up, it's going to be, I don't think people are really going to get it, but it was just blew me away. So
Did your drone chase you again?
Pardon me?
Your drone chase you again?
I am going to do another one of those. Actually, I'm doing one and it's going up a notch.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I mean-
definitely going to get away from it this time.
Yeah. Just go on a windy day. It'll really lose you.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it. That's the problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, like with me, like being brand new to this, it's, you know, it's still I'm in the honeymoon phase, but I like it because it's the few times where I can talk to somebody and I know that they're listening to me and they're not going to interrupt me, and they're watching because they want to listen to me, not because they're told they have to. And I mean that it's kind of it's therapeutic in a sense.
refreshing by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it's great. Plus, I don't have to worry about anybody else talking and then asking me, Miss Laufer, can I go to the bathroom? And I thought, like, or like they asked me a question about something I just finished talking about, and the slide is still up on the board.
That's the slow man's deja vu, where you don't experience it again. It's just, you know, you experience it, but it deletes it and you're thinking about it. So you got to ask a question about it. I have that all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped talking, because I keep asking people questions and they were just talking about it. Like, never mind.
Well, you could fit in my classroom then. Although you might be a little out of, you know, usual. Like the kids might wonder why there's a grown man there, but
they'd understand pretty quick. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's touched. Why the hell is he sitting there in a freaking banana hammock?
is that your?
that's
No, that
another
what they do. They try to figure out who you were. Like, they're just clearly not a teacher. Are you my brother? Are you my boyfriend? Are you my husband? Are you my lover? Is this an affair? What is going on? Because they're all about that stuff.
Well, I just
Like I
told
kind
them
of
you're my
can't wait
hostage.
for like, yeah, I kind of can't wait for school to start, because then I could start talking about the drama of a middle schooler's life, You can't make that stuff up. You really can't. Like, I write it down because I'm gonna make a book one day of the stuff I hear.
What age
And Chopper's camera
middle
died.
school? We don't use that term. What age group is?
I'm still here, guys.
We don't use that term.
Well, I mean, I teach middle school, so.
Yeah, but what age group is that? From what to what? What is middle school? We don't use that term here.
Oh, middle school for us is
From how old to how old?
11 to 12 to like 13, 14.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a small bracket of years that they're in that for.
Yeah,
Right.
so like middle school is typically like 2 to 3 years, depending on the structure of the school system.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So, because there's elementary school, then there's middle school, then in some districts they have what's called junior high, and then high school. It's just there's a whole system.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Wow,
Sorry, guys.
cinema view there, Chopper. That's better.
Battery died.
Oh no.
I got extended battery, so I'm using my Canon T3i for my webcam now.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the batteries go about 2 hours, and then they die. So, I have two of them on standby for one of these, and it seems to be working. But it's not a Canon. It's nothing fun, or it is a Canon, but it's not my fancy Canon.
I know what you mean.
Well, yeah, here I thought I was
You're
getting
making me less.
I was
over my
getting all
camera
fancy,
now.
getting the M50, and that same night, Rocket ordered the RP, right?
He already making me lust. He started talking about cameras and it made me lust over my shit. My fucking
Yeah.
nice.
See
I
that
gotta
thing?
just step up my game. I'm like nothing.
You're actually, Ms. Moteach, you're doing very, very well. I'll be completely honest. 90% of the new motovloggers I watch, I can't freaking stand it. You're actually good at it. You edit your stuff. You sound good. It's entertaining. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Check you out.
If you could see it, I'm blushing right now.
So yeah,
no, I appreciate that.
Videos, yeah. I think on here I'm going to try and bring it up here. See if this works. Chrome tab. Share audio. This one right here, her newest one.
Oh, hey!
Somebody's longer attached to somebody.
I'm going to get really embarrassed now.
Yep.
Coming to another ride along with me.
So see things like this.
Yeah.
Her cut-ins are really good. I mean, they're really good.
Something that's off the top of my head that I feel is important I need to talk about, other than this Mercedes getting very close to me really quick.
Bloody Mercedes drivers.
So have you ever noticed motorcycles, how they ride? If you notice a lot
I'm
of
trying
them
to teach you
ride
there.
next to the dotted line, it's not because they're trying to...
That was a good video. Watched it this
It was a
morning.
really good video.
Yeah.
And what was
Yeah.
great about it was I think she had 3 or 4 different accents in one video. I don't know if she meant to do that.
The other personalities
Yeah.
came out to play a little bit in that one. Yeah.
Oh, they're there. They haven't actually been released yet because I usually was in the theater group. I was behind the scenes, but they come out. I actually surprise my students. One of the things I actually do while I teach to make them interested in reading is sometimes I give them the option of, do you guys want to read or do you want me to read? And of course, they're all going to tell me they want me to read because, less work for them. And one time I just started talking in a British accent and I acted like nothing was wrong. And like the kids all were like, what's going on? And I just stopped and then changed. I was like, what? Did I say something funny? And they're like, how you're talking? I was like, what are you talking about? And I just was like, you guys are nuts. And then I went back to it. But yeah, that's going to happen a lot. I get embarrassed by it, but I was like, it's me.
See, I have this problem where if I'm speaking to someone who has a foreign accent to me, I tend to mimic it mid-conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it started back when I worked at Walgreens as a kid. Like a British guy would come in, and I'm not making fun. It's just that for some reason my brain's like, oh, I need to talk this way too, and the guy will just give you the look as you just talk to him in plain Midwestern accent first. Now you have a British accent, which is probably a terrible British accent, and yeah, and I still do that because my job allows me to talk to people in countries all over the world, and I'm not seeing them, but I still hear that accent, and I have to be really, really cautious about how I portray myself because otherwise it's
that could get dicey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get customers over in India and you start talking like that.
Yeah.
I
know for
haven't heard you break out into Australian yet.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I know for me too is like I've lived in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Utah, and now Arizona. So I've gotten so many different, and within those states, so many different areas and whatnot. When I tell people I'm from New Jersey, they go, "You don't sound like it." I said, "Well, it's been 8 years, but if I watch my cousin Viddy, it comes back real quick." But why'd you gotta show that? Now I'm all embarrassed. Now I can't talk.
No, it's good.
But yeah.
Oh, looks like Fletch has some. He's actually working right now, I think. So it's me for right now. So let's see what's going on over here.
I know. I finally finished my post because I can't concentrate on two things at the same time.
None of us can. You probably can better.
I know. I had to talk about ethical considerations when doing educational research.
Amen.
Hopefully it's good enough to be accepted by the professor. So
there you go. Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, really, guys, I think we kind of summed up everything that we wanted to kind of talk about. My vlogs or my live streams are generally shorter than when we do on Fletch's channel, just because I usually like to do about 2 hours. I think that's about my happy zone. I get hot, I get sweaty, I get a little irritable. I don't get irritable, but no, I appreciate everyone who came in today. Prairie and Rocket, thank you for being our guest of honor, and Miss Motor Teaching Roland, thanks for stopping by as well. So, if you guys have any parting words, feel free to say them here.
Keep well, everybody, and be safe.
Fix your frickin' audio.
Yes, I fixed mine because of you. FYI, you taught me about the phase cam. Yeah, it wasn't really broke, but it needed the improvement.
Oh yeah, yours was good before, but there are so many people out there. It's just like, oh my god. Like if you have to walk away from the phone, like go to another room just so it doesn't sound so bad. I mean, come on, guys. It's terrible. Stop uploading that stuff.
Very pet peeve.
Well, thanks for coming by, Captain Grant. So, guys, without further ado, I do appreciate it. We will be on Fletch's channel next week with another topic. But thank you all for coming in, and have a good rest of your day and evenings. Appreciate you guys.
No worries.
All right.
Yeah.
Later.
God, thanks, Barry.